Hi, I'm Rob back at the Dashboard Photo Studio here, and I'd like to talk about a new product called the F2 fence. So the F2 fence is just like our rip fence, only longer. And I want to just talk about how we attach it to the surface. This will work on any table that has the typical 20 millimeter holes on 96 millimeter centers. And so let's come in and take a little bit closer look at the hardware. So we have our basic aluminum extrusion creating the bulk of the fence, and then a couple of specialized what we call base bars attached underneath, as well as some other hardware which you'll use to attach it to the table that runs back and forth in these slotted holes. And you have a choice of several of these slotted holes depending on the size of the top you're mounting it to and where you want to place it on that top relative to, let's say, the guide rail brackets. So in the case of the dashboard, which is right here, I've got this slot and this slot set up with this piece of attachment hardware. And I just want to show you up close here that this slot is wider than this bolt. So if you look closely, you can see the bolt will go side to side a little bit. And that's important to note for a little bit later in the process. So what we're going to do is just take one of these special spacers and drop that on the bolt, and we'll do the same thing down here. And now you're ready to pop it in the holes on the top. And so I've just arranged that, so I'm going to go in these two particular holes. Just hold on to that, drop it in there, and you're ready to go. Now we get to that part about the bolt and the slot being a little bit different size. When you tighten these in place, because of that, this moves a little bit. So you want to either push all the way back or all the way forward so that the fence ends up being nice and parallel to the grid of holes. If you don't want one back and one front, because then you'll be skewed. Same thing if you go the other way. So now let's move to the underside of the top and take a look at how we put this together. Okay, so now we're going to take this washer and this knob and just pop them on to the hardware that we see sticking through the top here. Put the washer, put the knob on there, and eventually you'll be able to do this without looking at it, just by feel. And there it is, nice and tight. So let's go back up top. And here we are, all installed. I can push on it, pull on it, lift up the table. It's a very strong connection, nice and square and perpendicular to the grid of holes. And now we're ready to make some nice cuts. And that is the F2 fence. Thanks for watching.